So today I'm going to show you how to manage your certificate of deposit here on Capital One. Now, recently I made a video on how to open one, which we'll have in the show notes down below if you want to learn that process. But here in today's video, we're going to show you how to manage this, as there are some things we want to pay attention to with our certificate of deposit on Capital One. Now here we're currently on our desktop, but of course you can also be doing this on your mobile device. It's just slightly different, but you can definitely still follow along. So here we are on the desktop, like I mentioned, and we're gonna wanna click on view account for our CD. So you can see here we have our account. We're gonna click in here and show you on the back end some of the things we wanna make sure we set up. Now here in the back end section of our CD, there is gonna be a maturity option right over here that we're gonna wanna click on. But one thing I do wanna quickly keep in mind too for some people is if you don't have any beneficiaries already on this account, I would highly recommend and encourage somebody that would want to add a beneficiary on this account. This is essentially a family member, a spouse, a partner that would have access to this money if something were to happen to you. So again, make sure you have that in there already added. So from there, we're going to go back to our maturity option over here with a little gear wrench. We're going to click on here, and that's going to take us to the manage your CD section here. So you can see a couple things. One, we ended up going with an 11-month CD. Lets us know when our maturity is going to end, and then it gives us a few different pieces of information. One, it lets us know that we have a certain time period to go ahead and withdraw the money without any penalties, as well as some renewal options and the transfer options if we wanted to go ahead and pull that money out. Now, the biggest thing we want to really pay attention to actually is going to be our interest payout, which is a separate tab over here at the top, which I'll go ahead and toggle over to. Now, as we continue on with this video, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button down below, as that helps us continue to make more free content just like this. And this is going to give us some new information. Let me clean up our screen here for 1 second. So from this screen right over here, there's a couple pieces of information we really want to know. It says you can make changes to how you are receiving interest payouts until a certain time period. So make sure if you're not already past that date, you still have the option to do so. If you're past that date, unfortunately, you won't be able to, but at least you now know for the future. Now, the first thing we want to keep in mind is the maturity date and then the interest that we've earned. Obviously, we just opened this account, so it's currently at 0. But the bigger thing that we want to focus on is the interest payout right over here. So you can see it says we could turn on payouts. So if we actually toggle over here, this is going to bring up a whole new section. Again, let me go ahead and wipe the screen a little bit here for us so we can see a little bit better. So it says right here, you can set up your interest payouts. It says you can transfer your earned interest to any checking or savings account on file. And we can choose to do this either every month or the end of the term. So I personally like earning interest as soon as possible. I would personally prefer to do end of every month. Now down here at the bottom, it is going to have our transfer interest payment and choosing our account that we want to go through. Now this account can be your checking account, your savings account, or even an outside external account that you have attached to your Capital One account, which I went ahead and added the fund that we want to have that money go into. And then the continue button is now highlighted, which we're going to go ahead and click on. So from here, you can see it is going to have us do a quick review. So just double check to make sure that the paying of the account is going to the right one that you want. And that keeping in mind that the date of payment is actually going to be 30 days, every 30 days from the date that your account was funded, which was the 27th for us. So on the 27th of every month, we are going to get that interest payment paid out into the account that we chose. If everything looks good, we're going to go ahead and click on this green confirm button. And just like that, you can see it says success. The way you receive interest payouts has been updated, and we can click on done. Like I mentioned earlier, if you want to go ahead and have that changed out, you have until a certain date to be able to go ahead and make those changes. Now, there is more to teach you when it comes to utilizing Capital One, and no worries, we got you covered. Check out our next video right over here on screen to keep on learning.